All right, let's get right into it. The title of this explainer asks a pretty wild question, right? Why on earth would Google, a company that basically has a license to print money with its search ads, do something that looks like it's sabotaging its own golden goose? It sounds crazy, but trust me, there is a master plan at work here. And that really is the heart of the mystery. Why would a company, especially a giant like Google, intentionally take aim at its most profitable product? Well, to figure that out, we first have to understand the battlefield they're on. You know, in the world of digital ads, you've basically got two titans calling the shots, Meta and Google. And for years, they've been playing two totally different games with two completely different sets of rules. And you gotta understand, their philosophies are worlds apart. Over at Meta, they've made it super clear. It's not about hyper-targeting anymore. Success on Facebook or Instagram is all about having an amazing ad, a great video, a great image that does all the heavy lifting. Google, on the other hand, they love being the last click. They are masters at grabbing users who've already been warmed up by social media and just need that final little push to buy. And what's their weapon of choice for this? It's called Performance Max, or PMax. It is just brilliant at finding that warm traffic. You know, people who've already seen your brands on Instagram and hitting them with an ad right when they're about to make a purchase. Basically, it's swooping in and stealing conversions that Meta did the hard work to create. But that whole system is about to get flipped on its head. And this is it. This is where the shooting its own foot part comes in. Google is getting ready for what is probably the single biggest shakeup in the entire history of its search business. They're moving away from the very thing that made them a monster in the first place. So say hello to what they're calling conversational ads. Get this. Instead of typing a search and getting a page of blue links, you're going to be having a chat with Google's AI. And right there, in the middle of the conversation, the AI will just drop in recommendations for brands and products. It'll feel more like a friend suggesting something in a text message. Now, this is the really critical part. We're going from a world where you have, 6, maybe more ad slots on the first page of Google, to a world where an AI handpicks just 3 advertisers to mention in a chat. I mean, think about that. This changes everything for anyone who relies on Google Ads. So here's how it's predicted to go down. The launch is probably going to be around Halloween 2025, just in time to catch that holiday shopping frenzy. Then comes 2026, what we're calling the hype cycle. This is when advertisers are expected to just pour money into this new thing, probably without getting great results. But then, by 2027, after a year or two of learning, the AI finally starts to deliver real value. And that delay, that's the whole point. See, here's the trick. Google isn't just launching a new ad format, they're launching a gigantic training program for their AI, and it's all going to be funded by advertisers who are desperate not to miss out on the hype. I mean, we've all seen this movie before, haven't we? Just think about the insane hype that was around Bitcoin and then crypto, NFTs, meme coins. Well, according to our source, AI is the next massive hype wave, and Google is planning to ride it like a pro. The playbook is actually pretty simple, broken down into 4 steps. Step 1, launch these new conversational ads surrounded by all the AI hype you can imagine. Step 2, just sit back and watch as advertisers flood the system with cash, all wanting a piece of the future. Step 3, and this is the genius move, use every single one of those ad dollars and all that data to train your AI. And then step 4, a couple of years later, you emerge with the smartest, most dominant advertising AI on the planet. Let's put it bluntly. For those first 1 or 2 years, the money that advertisers spend and the bad results they might get, that isn't a flaw in the system. That is the system. That spending is basically the tuition fee for educating Google's AI. But in this new world, there's a very surprising hero. Yeah, you heard that right. In this futuristic world of AI chats and machine learning, the key to winning isn't some shiny new tech. It's actually something that's been around forever. Good old-fashioned search engine optimization. SEO. This quote right here just nails the new reality. It used to be that you could use your paid search ads, your SEM, to kind of make up for a mediocre website. But in the age of conversational ads, that whole relationship gets flipped upside down. The strength of your website is now what's going to decide how well your paid ads even perform. And why is that? Well, think about it. When Google's AI has to decide which 3 brands to recommend out of thousands, it's not just going to look at who's willing to pay the most. No way. It's going to look for trust. It's going to look for authority and relevance. It's going to literally analyze your website to see if you are a legitimate, helpful answer for its user. But we have to be clear. Good SEO in this new world means something very specific. This is not your dad's keyword stuffing. We're talking about having high-quality, relevant links pointing to your site, not just thousands of junk ones. It means you need great content, maybe some real PR, and a site that's organized really well. And maybe most importantly, you need landing pages that actually work, that convert visitors. Your entire digital house has to be in perfect order. So, after all these twists and turns, this huge, seemingly self-destructive gamble that Google is taking, what's the real takeaway? It's actually pretty simple. The source material puts it perfectly. No matter how the game changes, no matter what new rules they introduce, Google is the casino, and the house always wins. I mean, this isn't the first time Google has completely shaken things up for its own benefit, and it definitely won't be the last. Whether it was pushing PMax to steal traffic from social media, or this new pivot to conversational ads to build an unbeatable AI, it's all just part of a long-term strategy to make sure they stay at the top of the food chain. And so all of this leaves us with one last, really important question to think about. This isn't some science fiction future, okay? This is happening in 2025. So you have to look at your own website, your own business, and you have to ask yourself, is it good enough? Is it authoritative enough? Is it ready to have a direct conversation with Google's AI? Because like it or not, that conversation is coming.